Hey guys, Terry here, and today I'm going to talk about MTV's Movie Brawl 2014. Now, I know that an MTV movie survey probably isn't the best place to get a gauge of movie buzz, but I do think that it's a good way to gauge where today's youth is, like the middle school to high school age ranges. Those are usually the sort of people that actually watch the MTV Movie Awards, and those are probably the people that are going to be voting on things involved in the MTV Movie Awards. Basically, what I'm going to do is talk about every movie that is on the bracket, so just go through the first round and just sort of talk about what I feel about each of those movies, and then discuss who the winner is and what I think that says about, the youth of today or whatever, without sounding like a cranky old guy, hopefully. So let's get right into it. First off, The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 versus Dumb and Dumber 2. Now, The Hunger Games as a book series was amazing, and to be honest, I'm loving the movies just as much as I loved the books. Yes, there are some changes, and yes, it's a little different, but that's always to be expected with movies. But the movies are still very compelling, and I feel like it brings in a whole new audience to this story, which I always love. When it comes to Dumb and Dumber 2, I understand the appeal. I understand it's exciting that the original cast is back together, and it looks like it's going to be really fun, and just like the old Dumb and Dumber, but it's really hard for me to get excited about this for some reason. I absolutely enjoy the original Dumb and Dumber. It's really funny, but I don't know. I guess I may just be not into that same kind of comedy now or something, but it's hard for me to get on board. So for me, I feel like The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 looks like the clear winner in this category, and I was right. It is, and it beat out Dumb and Dumber 2 to the next category. Next up is Sin City, A Dame to Kill For, or 22 Jump Street. I honestly haven't heard a ton about Sin City, A Dame to Kill For, and that might be of my own fault, but I don't even care. If they're making another Sin City movie, I am on board immediately. I don't even need to see any trailers. I'm going to be in the line at the theater to see it the night it comes out, probably. Because the first Sin City was incredible, and if they can recreate anything even close to that, then I want to watch it. Because the original Sin City was one of those things that felt like the closest thing we're ever going to get to literal translations of comic books on the page to the screen. And I feel like if they do it again, they don't want to stray too far from that. And I hope that's the case, because that would be amazing to see a second time. Now, 22 Jump Street is obviously going to be a sequel to 21 Jump Street. And I understand the appeal because of the original movie and the cast with Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum. But for me, I feel like there's no contest. It's a Sin City movie versus a high school cop comedy thing. Sin City wins it immediately in my book. Of course, the youth of the nation did not agree with me, and 22 Jump Street moved on. Next matchup, I feel like, isn't even fair. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy versus Veronica Mars. How are you going to make me choose? Guardian of the Galaxy is going to be this amazing romp through something that we never thought would have ever had a movie of its own, with a raccoon that has a gun and a plant that fights people, and it's in space, and it's awesome. Whereas Veronica Mars is this incredible TV show about a 20-something detective that we followed in her high school years for a long time. And Kristen Bell's amazing, and the character development is going to be fun, and I really want to see where those characters are now, and how do I choose? I have no idea. Luckily, once again, the youth chose for me, and Veronica Mars moved on to the next round. I would have been okay either way. So, good on you for choosing one of the two movies I would have loved in this category that only had two movies. Next up, Captain America, The Winter Soldier, and The Rover. So Captain America, The Winter Soldier is going to be incredible. It's a sequel to the original Captain America, and honestly, it's probably more of a sequel to The Avengers than anything else we've seen this year. It basically picks up where the Avengers left off. We have Captain America, who's in the future and doesn't know anybody because all his friends are dead. Then, of course, Black Widow, played by Scarlett Johansson, is there. And they're going on an adventure, and ultimately they're going to be finding Bucky, Captain America's old best pal from the World War II era, is now a Russian sleeper agent called the Winter Soldier. Now, there could be some creative changes made, and I don't even care because Marvel Cinematic Universe does an amazing job of adapting things. So whatever they do, I'm going to be okay with. But I can't contain my excitement for this movie. It looks really good, and whenever I watch the trailer, I just get really excited, and I really just want I just want this movie to be out right now so that I can go watch it and just have So many feels. The rover, I looked it up online and I'm still not really sure what it's about. The IMDb page says a loner tracks the gang who stole his car from a desolate town in the Australian outback with the forced assistance of a wounded guy left behind in the wake of the theft. That doesn't tell me anything. Now, it stars Robert Pattinson and Guy Pearce. That sounds okay, I guess. But I've not heard a lot about this movie, and the more I look up things, the less I seem to be able to find out about it. With that said, the rover beat out Captain America the Winter Soldier. I feel like that's probably because Robert Pattinson is in it. And I probably should warn you now. A common theme throughout this movie brawl is that America's youth really enjoys actors that were in Twilight. So that's a thing that's going to be happening throughout this video. Next up, Transformers Age of Extinction versus Noah. So I've not seen a lot about Transformers Age of Extinction, and I'm sort of over the whole Transformers thing. I mean, it was fun and I loved it for the first couple of movies, but I sort of feel like I just don't care anymore. I'm ready to move on to Ninja Turtles and figure out if Michael Bay can salvage something from my youth that will be exciting the same way the first couple of Transformers movies were, versus ruining it the way he did with the last couple of movies. So I'm going to wait and see what happens. And Noah looks honestly more epic than it has any right to, considering it's based on the story of the flood from the Bible. So I'll let you take this one, young people. And you chose Noah. That's fine. Next up is The Maze Runner versus Hercules. So The Maze Runner is apparently this book about this kid who wakes up in a maze or something with little to no memories, with other kids that are also confused and lost in this maze, and they all have to find their way out. And it looks interesting and a little more horror-y than I would like. But, you know, it could be good. And then Hercules is obviously going to be a movie about Hercules, the Greek demigod. And they chose The Maze Runner, which I think is kind of cool because it means that they read books, I think, because there's not any huge high-profile names in it that I can tell. And it is based on a book, so maybe they read a book and liked it. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay. The Fault in Our Stars versus Need for Speed. So The Fault in Our Stars is a book by John Green that was super popular about a 16-year-old cancer patient who's forced to attend a support group. Probably going to be really emotional and a fun movie. By fun, I mean you're probably going to cry a lot and walk out feeling a little bit better and more self-aware than you were previously. And that one's up against The Need for Speed, which is obviously a car fast racy thing that I don't whatever. And excitingly, The Fault in Our Stars won. It doesn't make any sense as to why a emotional movie would beat a dramatic movie in a buzzworthy thing like this, but it did, and that makes me happy for our future. Next up is The Amazing Spider-Man 2 versus Sils Maria. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is obviously a sequel to the original The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. And it looks really good, and I'm really excited for it because it's just the next in the Spider-Man series, and the first Spider-Man one was super good. Sils Maria is a movie that has Kristen Stewart in it, and it's about an actress that is helping a younger actress play the role that made her famous or something. I don't really know. But at any rate, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 won. It's pretty exciting that a Twilight actress did not beat The Amazing Spider-Man. So that makes me also excited for our future. The next matchup is The Hobbit There and Back Again versus Tracers. The Hobbit There and Back Again is going to be the final installment of the Hobbit series, and that's all I need to say. It's going to be amazing. Peter Jackson, he had a 3-movie series. It's going to be great. Tracers is a movie starring Taylor Lautner, and that's all I know. But it had a Twilight actor in it, so Tracers won. It's like they reel me in, and they throw me back out. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. The next movie is Muppets Most Wanted versus Camp X-Ray. The Muppets with Jason Segel and Amy Adams was incredible. So Muppets Most Wanted with Ricky Gervais and Tina Fey seems like it will be equally incredible, if not even more so. Camp X-Ray is a movie about a soldier that is at Guantanamo Bay and has to deal with all of that, starring Kristen Stewart. And I'm starting to believe that our nation's youth actually hates Kristen Stewart because Muppets Most Wanted won again, which I'm cool with. But in a way, like you would think in a movie like Camp X-Ray would beat Muppets Most Wanted because of how it is more emotional and stars a young actress that they know. But I mean, whatever. Muppets Most Wanted won, and I'm good with that. So then we have Dawn of the Planet of the Apes versus Godzilla. These both look interesting, and I'm okay either way. And Godzilla wins. Okay, fine. We've got Vampire Academy versus RoboCop. Vampire Academy is a novel that looks interesting, if not a little Twilighty, which I hope it's not. And RoboCop looks like a really weird take on the original movie. Basically, all the cool actiony parts taken out of it, and then they left behind all of the emotional, political ramifications of RoboCop. So it seems like a traditional modern remake of an old movie. It's the idea without the heart and soul. Luckily, Vampire Academy won, and I didn't have to deal with scolding our nation's youth for appreciating those things. So then we've got X-Men Days of Future Past versus the Lego Movie. Now, X-Men Days of Future Past is going to be amazing. It's the first 3 X-Men movies and that cast and that continuity. And then we've got X-Men First Class, and then the First Class characters are going to go to the future and do stuff with the modern cast and figure out what's going to happen, and it's going to mess with the continuity of the original series, and we're going to make it all better because of Brett Ratner's Dark Phoenix Saga thing that was stupid. And it's all Bryan Singer this time, so it's going to be fine. So that's going to be one of the most amazing things ever. I don't even care if it's a good movie. If it just fixes stuff, I'm okay with it. And I'm going to be excited for it because basically the current comic New X-Men, which takes the First Class into the future, and they're just kind of hanging out there for an indeterminate amount of time, and combines that with the original amazing storyline of Days of Future Past, which involves Bishop going back in time to fix his future, and Kitty Pryde uses her power to go back in time. Well, Kate Pryde, who I think is an alternate dimensional future version of Kitty Pryde, uses her power, which is actually phasing, but somehow uses that to go back in time to be in the body. You know what? Let's just stop there. It's going to be good. So there's time travel and there's X-Men and it's going to be fun. And then the Lego Movie, I don't know why I'm so excited about this movie, but it's going to be incredible. It looks really funny, and basically it looks like they have the rights to anything Lego's ever done, which is basically anything ever in the world. And they're making this really interesting, funny, adorable movie with Lego characters. I'm excited for this movie too. X-Men Days of Future Past 1, which is fine, because like I said, epic fun times. Then we've got Maleficent versus Maps to the Stars. So Maleficent looks like this incredible Angelina Jolie movie where she embodies the title character, which is the main villain from Disney's Sleeping Beauty. Maleficent is one of the most amazing villains in Disney history, and the fact that she has her own movie is going to be like the best thing I've ever seen happen in my lifetime. And it looks like it's going to be a crazy romp, and I wouldn't expect anything less with Angelina Jolie and the character of Maleficent. Maps to the Stars has Robert Pattinson in it, so it's going to win. Let's just move on. Then we've got Interstellar versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Interstellar is this crazy sci-fi thing from Christopher Nolan, starring Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway and Casey Affleck and Matt Damon and Topher Grace and so many other amazing actors. And they're going to go into a wormhole that leads them into space or time travel. There's not a lot of details, but it looks crazy. And it's Christopher Nolan, so it's going to be really good. Then we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which Michael Bay is producing, and I'm not really sure what I think about it because Megan Fox is cast as April, but I really want to see what happens with it because I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I would like there to be another good movie series because the TV shows have been consistently good. So if the movie is at least a little bit of that, then it'll also be good. So let's cross our fingers and just hope that that happens. But in the meantime, I'm happy that Interstellar won because there's a lot less risk involved. It's going to be great either way. Finally, we've got Divergent versus Jupiter Ascending. So I've seen trailers for Divergent. I know that it's a book series, and I know that I should read the book series, and I have it, and I'm sorry. And it's about somebody who's in this world where you have to be the same as everybody else or something, and she's not, so she's divergent, and she learns to fight for some reason, and I think they want to kill her for being different or something. I don't know. I don't know. And then Jupiter Ascending is this movie by the creators of The Matrix and the same writer as Cloud Atlas, starring Mila Kunis. And she's got the same genetic makeup as the Queen of the Universe. And she's a janitor also. And they want to kill her because she threatens to be the next queen, I think. And Channing Tatum is some like epic genetically engineered hunter or something. It looks fun, actually. I know that this description isn't the best, but it looks like it's going to be a fun ride. And I think I'm excited for it. I think. But Divergent won. And again, that makes me feel good because it's a book, and hopefully the youth has read that book and voted for it accordingly, because that's okay. Then the brackets go on, and we'll probably be to the next round, which is like the final bracket by the time this video airs. But where we are right now is The Hunger Games is up against Veronica Mars. I kind of want Veronica Mars to win because it's a Kickstarter movie and it seems crazy that it's made it this far and has this much buzz. Tracers versus Vampire Academy. I sort of want Vampire Academy to take it because I don't understand why there's buzz around a movie that all that we know about it is that it stars Taylor Lautner. Maps to the Stars versus Divergent. I really have no opinion about either of these movies, so whatever. Then we've got The Maze Runner versus The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I sort of want The Amazing Spider-Man 2 to take it, just because I'm such a comic guy. But that is it for now. If you have any movies that you are excited about in the coming year that I didn't mention in this video, be sure to put that in the comments down below, because I would love to hear about it. Obviously, if you enjoyed the video, you should like it. If you'd like to see more videos like this one by me, you should subscribe. And if you've noticed, this video is actually airing on a Thursday because I've decided to change up my viewing schedule a little bit. So from here on out, I'm going to post new videos every Thursday. But last Wednesday, I talked about the crazy water shenanigans going on in West Virginia. If you'd like to hear more about that, click on the video over here because you can see me talk about it. But that's it for now. I'll see you next time. Been watching any kind of national news recently, you will know that we've had a really crazy water outage for like the past week or so.